Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a timeless reading. This energy was activated the moment you clicked on this video. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a 7 of Cups. I feel like you kind of have a bit of a stuck energy right now. Okay, I feel like this could be a creative blockage. Okay, something is preventing you from fully enjoying what you're doing right now. Right, because we don't feel like we're in that flow. It almost feels like we've been working on the problem so long that we're just kind of getting further and further dug into the mud. And maybe what we need is a break. What we need is maybe something to refresh the energy. Something is blocking that creative flow. Okay, I think the flow was going, and then we kind of hit a wall. Right, we were cruising along the highway, and somehow we got stuck in the mud. That's okay. It happens sometimes, all right? But what's important is that you stick to the path. What's important is that you don't just abandon what you're doing and say, well, it sucks now and I give up, I quit. It's very important that you don't quit right now, okay? What's important is that we figure out how to get unstuck. Let's unstuck ourselves, okay? Let's put this card into a little bit of context. There we've got the 8 of Wands. So that really is, it's kind of like we're getting unstuck by any means necessary. We're getting creative here, right? Creative problem solving. Here we have a Knight of Wands, 8 of Wands, Knight of Wands. There's the 6 of Cups. See, just what I said. Everything's flowing along great. Suddenly we hit a wall, going from a 6 to a 7. And it could just really be that we need a little, I don't know, creative diversity. We need a little bit of a surprise. Well, there's a 3 of... See, everything's good here. All right, we got 3 of Cups and a 9 of Cups, 3, 6, 9 of Cups. This blockage is temporary. There's going to be an overnight change. This blockage is going to clear as long as you don't give up, as long as you can sort of combat that feeling of just disgust, of that sinking, rotten feeling that says, I don't even want to be here anymore. I don't even want to do this work anymore. I don't care about my book or my music or my art or my job or whatever it might be. Okay? The creative flow is coming back. Yeah. And I think this time it's coming back with a surge of energy. We're not just getting back to the same old flow that we were in, but this is like, I don't know, it's almost like there's a blockage because that creative energy is building up and building up and building up. And you're going to have a huge breakthrough, major breakthrough. This is good news. All right, let's keep going, then we'll get into all these cards individually. More water energy with a 2 of Cups. All the love is coming back in. This is so nice. Princess of Swords, 10 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. So in order to get all this love back, we've got to deal with our mind, and the mind is really the one that kind of is perceiving that 7 of Cups and saying, I guess that was just the end of the road. I guess that was just the end of the creative energy I had. It's kind of like when we hit that blockage, we almost feel like that road is a dead end. No, it's not a dead end. There's just some debris in the road. We just got to clear the debris and keep traveling. It's not a dead end that says, I guess we got to turn around. No, we got to figure out how to get through that. We got to unstuck ourselves. Okay? Sometimes unstucking ourselves is just a matter of doing something else for a while, right? It's with the 8 of Wands, it's a card that reminds us we have more tools in the toolbox. We have a lot of other approaches, a lot of other methods. We've got a lot of arrows in our quiver that we can use. Okay? We don't have to just stick to this doing the same thing. Well, the same thing isn't working now. It was. The thing we were doing was nice. And this felt good, right? It's pleasure. We're in the flow. Things are just, our book is just pouring out of us, right? Whatever you're doing right now, whatever your work is, it was just flowing from you and it felt good. Well, now, bang, wall, blockage, mud, getting stuck. Well, we can't just use the same thing that we've been using before because obviously it's not working now. So we have to think of some different methods. We have to get creative. We have to surprise ourselves. We have to tap into that sort of experimental energy, maybe even the Fool energy. Speaking of the Fool, let's select our mystery card, the bonus card, the confirmation card. Okay, this is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's look around the room. One thing stands out to me. There is no major arcana cards here. There's no trump card, right? We have pip cards, we got court cards. We got the small cards, the minor arcana, right? So what does that mean? Does that mean that Spirit has abandoned you? Well, it may feel that way. That's part of our 7 of Cups, right? It may feel like all the good graces have left, that the spiritual energy is gone, that you were tapped into Source and you were flowing in that creative energy, now abandoned. It may feel as if Spirit has left the building. It's not true. Spirit has simply withdrawn into the table. Spirit is the support now. Spirit is saying, look, you got this. You know what you need to do. You don't need anything except what is within you, right? You accept to tap into yourself in a way, to surrender to the flow here. Okay? So Spirit has not left the room. Spirit is just the support. That's supporting your ideas, supporting your flow, your forward momentum. And what we really want to do is replace all this stuff with that. And then we've got the 6, the 3, and the 9, or present, past, and future, 3, 6, 9. Okay. We want to replace the sort of the rejection with recognition, with acceptance, with celebration, with gratitude, right? So we want to succeed. We want to go from having a sort of a bad experience to a good experience. We want to go from feeling like, nobody's going to like what I'm doing. I'm not happy with how it's coming out. I'm not satisfied with the book I'm writing. I think it's trash. I think it's garbage, right? We want to replace that with really a feeling of joy, a feeling of I'm tapped into my purpose and I'm loving it, and things are going great, and this feels good, and it feels like we have something to say. It feels like whatever is coming out of me is worth it, is valuable, it means something, right? So we don't have any major arcana energies, because Spirit is saying, look, you got this. You know what to do. You know how to tap back into this. There's nothing Spirit can show you. Right? Sometimes we get some of the major arcana energies that kind of show what aspect of the spiritual energy or what aspect of our karma we need to really work on. What issue is really there that we need to address. But that's not here right now. Okay? So I feel like your spiritual energy is clear. Right? It's just Spirit wants you to do it. You know what I mean? It feels as if you know how to be the magician. That's what the tarot is. That's the journey of the Fool through the major arcana energies. It's showing how the Fool becomes the magician. Right? Spirit's saying, you already learned those lessons. You already know. You know how to do it. The 7 of Cups is a natural part of the process. And it's usually that major part of the process that feels the worst. But you know that when you're feeling this, that you're just about ready to break through to that just big time transcendent happiness. Okay? Things will never be the same, but we have to push through this. If you turn away and you quit when you start feeling this way, then that's it. That's as far as you go. If we find a way to keep going and find a way to diversify our energy, maybe we're trying different creative outlets, we're trying different detours, different routes, maybe we're going out and maybe we're just going out into nature, maybe we're trying to look at things from a different angle, right? Maybe we're just getting a change of scenery, we're getting a breath of fresh air, whatever you want to call it. We're just switching things up a little bit, right? That's going to be the catalyst for this major breakthrough. Everything happens in these sort of 3 stages. There's the initial stage where things are wonderful. It feels so good. I'm starting something new. I'm learning a new skill, or I'm learning a new art form, right? It's like when you start playing the drums. When you first start playing, it's just like, wow, I'm getting the hang of it. This feels so great. I'm so jazzed up. I'm so excited, so enthusiastic. I'm so passionate about it. But then we get to that middle portion where we're just like, God, I'm terrible, you know? Like, I can't do these complex things. It doesn't really feel good anymore to do it. I'm trying to learn all these technical things, all these rudiments, or like the chords on the guitar or something, or, you know, I'm trying to actually write my book and tell my story, and I'm not getting anywhere. It doesn't feel good anymore. This is the point where we want to just quit. We want to smash the drum set. We want to give it up. We want to snap the sticks in half and say, I'm never going to practice anymore. Because we hit that wall. It's a plateau, you could call it. It is that point at which most people sort of abandon what they're doing. Most people will give up at that point and say, man, you know what? It was fun, but I got to do something that I'm actually good at. I got to do something that's going to work, you know? But if we can get past this, the third phase of things is mastery, virtuosity, mission accomplished, the goal, right? The happiness, the transcendent satisfaction of doing something and really, really doing it. And knowing that the difficulty, the challenge, the wall is always going to be part of it. But if we quit anytime we hit a wall, no one would have ever done anything in the world. No one would really be all that good at anything. So it's only those people that can push past that wall or can continue doing something even when they hit that point where they don't like it anymore. They're bored with it, they're disgusted by it, they have an aversion toward it. But we keep doing it. And we push past that in whatever way we have to. That eight of wands, just get creative, do something different, switch it up. You know, start studying something else, start playing a different genre of music just to sort of get a little bit of that passion back, just to kind of sustain you until this phase of things passes. And then we get to the real happiness. Now you're doing it. Now it's a part of you. Now you're really actually doing it with your voice, in your energy, with your creativity, and it's become part of your life. Okay? So this is a big time breakthrough here. And then, of course, we are replacing all of that with the Three of Cups, which means that we're now appreciating those walls. We're appreciating those middle stages of things where most people turn and quit. We like those phases. We like that second stage because we know that it leads to the major breakthroughs. And we know that by pushing through this, we're entering a realm that not very many people enter. You're getting to the upper echelon of something here because you're able to push through this. And whether this is a creative thing, a business, maybe it's a romantic relationship, maybe it is a new skill you're trying to learn, maybe it's a major at university or something, maybe it's your new job, whatever it is. You're trying to do something that when you first started, it felt very good. It's like, I'm good at this. I have a natural ability to do this. Like when I started playing the drums. I first was like, wow, I got some rhythm. I know what I can do it. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. very hopeful. I feel like I was good, you know? Very soon you're going to realize that Seven of Cups, you're not as good as you think. And that's when the real work begins. This is just kind of like getting a taste of it and saying, yeah, I like it. But now it's time, now the hard work is really there, right? So we don't have any major arcana. We have fire and fire. You've got water, 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 a lot of water energy. And of course, you got your air. There's no earth energy either. You want to know why? Because it doesn't matter what you're doing. This could be literally anything. What matters is how and why. Okay? And the why, and I know I'm skipping around a little bit. That's okay. It's my program. I can do that. The why is because you love it. The why is because you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that this is your purpose. You've got to love. This is an urge to merge. This is kind of like saying, if I could spend all my time doing this 24/7, I would do it. This is all I want to do in life, is this thing, right? There is an intense attraction to this. Despite the Seven of Cups, which is that kind of aversion, the disgust, I don't like it, stay away from me, you know that deep down this is still something that you absolutely love. And I think because you love it so much, that's why you feel the Seven of Cups. It's like you love playing music so much, that's why it kind of breaks your heart that you're hitting a wall and that you don't feel that you're all that good at it. Because you want to be good at it because you love it. You want it to work because you care about it so much. If you didn't care, then the Seven of Cups wouldn't be there. It would be nothing. I mean, like, whatever, I don't care. It's just a kind of random, meaningless hobby, you know. That's how I know that you really care about this and you want to be good at it. You want to make it part of your life. You want to keep this as something that is part of you. Yeah. And that's why we feel the strength of that Seven of Cups. That's why we feel this. That's why we feel upset by this blockage. Okay. Now, the Eight of Wands, of course, is finding a way to push past this. Whether this is looking at it from a different way, trying a different method. If it's music, right? It's kind of like, well, just learn a different genre, or go play with some other people that you usually don't jam with, or learn a different instrument even, or switch things up in some way, get creative, right? It doesn't have to be as monotonous, and maybe that's the problem here with the Seven of Cups. It just feels like it's the same thing over and over again and you're not getting any better. Well, maybe we need to just experiment, Maybe we need to just do something that's fun, that feels good. Yeah. So in a lot of ways, this is getting a change of scenery, going outside, changing something in the environment, changing something in the way you practice or the way you're studying. Do something that's going to kind of make it a little bit different, bring in a little bit of new or novel energy. Yeah. Try something that's a little bit, out of left field. It's kind of like surprise yourself, Do something that's sort of unexpected, just to, I think, spark this Knight of Wands that we have underneath the surface here. This is a lot of fire. This is, again, this kind of the cardinal fire energy. This really belongs in phase 1. Okay? Because this is the cardinal fire. When we first start something, we have this rush of energy. We feel enthusiastic. We feel like we are lit up. We are on fire. We are creative. It's nice. It feels good. Okay? Then we get to this point here, and what we really have to do now is we have to kind of go back to what it was like at the beginning. Those things that you used to do when you first started doing this, what was it that felt so good? Well, so you didn't care how good you were. You just like to you like to be doing it. You like to be immersed in it. And when you first start something, you're not going to be very good at it. When you first start playing the drums, it's like, I'm just happy to hear a song, and here I am making noise on the drums. It feels good to be part of the song, and that was fun, right? I know I'm not very good at it. It's my first day. I'm not supposed to be good at it, So what the Knight of Wands here is saying is that right now, to get past this blockage, we have to resume doing the things we did at the very beginning that brought all that excitement. What was it about the beginning, or this phase 1, what was it that felt so good? What were you doing that at that time that kept you in this Six of Cups, this flow state where we felt like we were in harmony, where we were vibing with it? Whether it's a person or a musical instrument or a creative process or a job. When you first started the job here, what was it that you liked? What was it that felt so good? Okay, we need to do those things again. And maybe with some little variations, but we need to get back into that cardinal energy. We need to bring that phase 1 energy into phase 2. It's going to be transformed. Right? And it's an evolution of that energy. And that's going to lead us, of course, to phase 3, which is that happiness, which is then going to be even more of this sustained enthusiasm. And that now it's like it's such a part of us that we couldn't imagine life without it. Okay. Real happiness happening here. Okay? This is the happiness that keeps on happening. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming. And of course, the Three of Cups is the celebration, the recognition, the appreciation. Okay? And I think that what we need to do is we need to be thankful for the blockages. Be thankful for that if it's a writer's block, right? Or a creative block. Or if it's some kind of a stagnation in the relationship or whatever it might be at work or whatever realm, whatever dimension of life. We should try to be thankful for this, because this is providing us with the opportunity to renew our interest, to renew our passion for what we're doing. Okay? So the Three of Cups becomes a very powerful tool. It's that tool of gratitude. And if we have an attitude of gratitude, I think it helps us to not sink so deeply into that Seven of Cups that we despair and lament and we end up quitting. Okay, this is that Ten of Swords. We don't want this card. This is a card of ruin. And most people, they get it right there. Once it hits that wall, once that starts to not feel so good anymore, and we realize that we're not as good as we thought we were, or things aren't as perfect as we thought they were. This is the honeymoon period, right? Once that's over, that's where a lot of people kind of say, okay, see you later. We should be thankful when we experience this wall, because this is when we know, like, okay, now the real work begins. Now I can really prove my love. Now I can really integrate this whole situation, this skill or the job or the relationship or whatever it is. I'm thankful for the opportunity to sort of prove my devotion here. This is a test in some way. If your car gets stuck in the mud, well, very often you just, I'm stuck in the mud, walk away. I guess I don't have a car anymore, Or we can say, no, now I'm thankful. Now I get the opportunity to really figure things out and make it work. And that feeling when you get the car unstuck from the mud and you're back on the road again, it feels so good. You just want to laugh, hysterically laugh, because it feels so good to get back on the road after having been stuck. Yeah. And that circles back to that Three of Cups, where we're thankful. It's sort of like we're happy for the challenges because of the joy of overcoming them. Nobody likes the fighting, but everybody likes the making up afterwards, And it's like that, I think, with people. It's like that with creative endeavors, even with our job. You get to that point in your job where you want to quit, but you don't. You stick it through. You stay with it. And you overcome that blockage, then it's kind of like now you really belong. Now you really fit in, and there's this kind of deeper joy and satisfaction in it. Now you really feel like you're part of it, like you've passed that guardian of the threshold, and now you really are one with this thing. Okay. Now, Path of the Serpent, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. So we talked about the Two of Cups, and this is your real love for this thing. Even though it's at sometimes we hate it and we want to just go any other direction, we want to do anything else in life but this, really we love it more than anything, and that's why we're here. Okay. And so this really feels like it's what you're meant to be doing. It is because of this love that you feel so strongly that pain of that Seven of Cups. And that's why you're going to work so hard to get through this. Because I don't think you could imagine your life without this work or this relationship or whatever it is. The Princess of Swords in the environment is us realizing that we are always going to be a student here. Okay? That I think you're a lifelong learner. All right? This is us giving ourselves the freedom to make mistakes. This is us accepting the fact that, look, I don't know everything. I'm not good. I'm not perfect at this. This is us admitting and finding some solace and some relief in this realization that I don't know everything. I still have a lot to learn. I'm not a virtuoso drummer, right? I have a lot of practice that I need to do. And that's exactly as it should be. So this blockage that we feel kind of is like, almost like we feel like we should be better than we are. You know, we kind of feel like at the beginning with the Six of Cups that we went up, we got good, we started doing really, really well. And then that Seven of Cups, it's like, I went back down to really sucking at this, right? And this is the point where it's just like, I must not be good at it. It must not be meant for me. I guess I'm not supposed to be doing this. Because we think it's going to be linear, right? We think it's going to be just a steady progression, that you keep getting better and better and better and better. And every stage of that feels better and better, and it's reinforcing. But what about when you start getting better and then suddenly you feel like you're getting worse? You know? Then it's just like, well, I'm going to quit, right? But we're allowing ourselves the freedom to struggle, I don't always have to be getting better and better. Some days it's going to feel like I've taken 10 steps backwards. But that's exactly the way it's supposed to be. So if we accept that, we give ourselves the freedom to fail. We give ourselves the freedom to not know everything. And we accept that. Then I think we're able to stick with it and find ways to sort of modify what we're doing and get that. It's kind of like you're going to the gym and you do the same exercises every single day. Eventually, it feels like you're not getting any stronger. In fact, sometimes it feels like you're getting weaker. It's like, what am I doing wrong, you know? Well, that's when you got to switch it up. You got to do your exercises differently, in a different order, or do different exercises, or just make little tiny tweaks just to sort of freshen things up, little modifications. And then we'll see the progress start happening again. So we've got to be willing to always be the student, even when we feel like we've achieved a level of mastery. Okay? What we're trying to avoid is, of course, the Ten of Swords. We don't want to quit this. We don't want to give up on this. We don't want to let this temporary Seven of Cups ruin the whole thing for us. So we need this higher perspective of the Queen of Swords. This is really us getting out of the feeling, getting away from our emotions for a minute, to be able to look at this and think, okay, you know what? This stuck period of being in the mud, it's not going to last forever. It'll pass. Looking at the bigger picture, this is normal. This is exactly as it's supposed to be. And so if we are so immersed in this, we're so immersed in that Seven of Cups, we're not even going to be able to see the past that was good or the future that will be even better. All we see is the Seven of Cups, and that feels nasty. The Queen of Swords is able to rise up above all of this and say, hey, you know what? It was good at the beginning. It will be even better in the future. This is just, it's par for the course. We need that objectivity. We need to be able to detach ourselves from that Seven of Cups so we can see the bigger picture of the 3, 6, 9. You are meant to, this is something you're meant to do. Some days it may feel like you're terrible at it. That's okay. You're supposed to be, right? But you're about to level up big time. I think this is going to be, it's going to feel like from one day to the next, just tremendous progress. It's going to feel like an overnight change. Things are not going to be the same, but you can't give up. Okay, let's look at our mystery card. More water, obviously, right? Or the Wheel of Fortune, or even the Hanged Man. Let's see what we have. The Chariot, stay the course. This is devotion, right? This is a Cancer energy too, right? This is Venus in Cancer. And this is the Chariot. This is a Cancer energy. If I were you, I'd watch the Cancer reading. You love this so much. Do not give up. You are devoted to this. And sometimes the Chariot will get stuck in the mud. It doesn't make you any less of a warrior. It doesn't make you any less capable. It just means there's been a setback. It means there's been a challenge. It means we got stuck. We need to keep going. Whatever it takes. Find a way to get ourselves unstuck, but do not quit. You don't just abandon your chariot and throw off your armor and throw your sword down and say, I quit, I'm not a knight anymore. Okay. You have a devotion to this because this is your destiny and you are the vehicle of that destiny. Sometimes that vehicle has setbacks. Maybe the Seven of Cups is that you're in this wonderful flow and then suddenly you get sick, right? You get a cold, you get the flu or something, right? Maybe the Seven of Cups is an injury or an illness or something. Yeah, could be. Okay. But we don't give up on that dream. You are still meant to be the vehicle for this thing. And we've just got to figure out a way to move forward, to keep going. I think this is a very strong confirmation. Now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Pisces are on Thursday and Sunday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.